Hello and welcome to Wasted Youth. My name is Gar, and for as long as I can remember, I've been a collector. I've collected everything: comic books, action figures, statues, vinyl, records, cassettes, stickers, cards, games, video games, DVDs, Blu-rays, VHS tapes, you name it. I probably got some somewhere. I probably slowed down a little bit as I got older, but the urge is still there. So what have I got? Let's have a look. We had some people ask for comic book action figures. Now, I have hundreds of these. Hundreds. So, as usual, I'm going to do 4. We're going to start off nice and fresh. We're going to start off with one of my favourite comic book characters of all time. And it's the Max. That's right, the Max, created by Sam Keith. This is the McFarlane Toys version of the Max. This came out in 1996. It comes with a White Is, which is like not really the bad guys, but the lackeys of the bad guy. I think these are cabled. Yeah, these are cabled inside, so you can move their hands around and stuff like that. They came with, you could either get a White Is or a Black Is, and I remember when they first came out, there was the rumour that the Black Is was standard and the White Is was like a special edition. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, he was white once upon a time. I cleaned them, but sometimes this plastic just does its own thing. So, the Max has a headdress. Now, originally, there was like a big tuft of kind of 4. He's meant to have a mane. And this actually, it pops off. It's beaten there right now. I'm going to leave it alone. Up until a few minutes ago, this was loose. You can see it's a little bit loose still. This one's not so bad. I wedged this one back in. I'm going to have to glue that. The headdress, the 4, maybe I have it somewhere. Maybe. But the Max is one of my favourite characters of all time. I liked the Max even before the cartoon came out. And I own every single issue of the Max ever. I was obsessed for a long time. This is, as with all McFarlane's, it's got statue properties more than action figure properties. I'm also sick and I took this out of the box. It's not worth a lot of money. It's worth like $30 or $40. I got this in America in a comic book shop. I just asked them. It wasn't on display. I seen they had a bunch of stuff, and I asked him. I said, "What you got? You got the Max?" And he said, "Yeah, I think so." In the back. So he went to the mythical back end of the comic book shop and action figure shop and found this for me. So I mean, there's something about big, bulky action figures that I like. Like, sometimes you get like a nice kind of svelte looking, athletic kind of thing, and you're like, alright, it kind of looks like the character in the comic book. But the Max is such a crazy looking character anyway, to actually find an action figure that gets the proportions correct. Like, the feet are big enough, the claws are big enough. Fun fact, the claws are actually his middle fingers. There you go. Anybody who has a passing interest in really weird comics should check out the first run of the Max. It's head moves. Yeah, it's head moves as well. I'm kind of sickened I can't find the headdress, because this is one of those action figures that doesn't have an awful lot of accessories to lose, and it's not like you could even lose this. It's just the glue perished because it's pretty old, because it came out in 1996. So yeah, it's old. What do you want? It's old, like me, still younger than me. It's not hard. Yeah, the Max. Find a home for this guy as well. You stay there. You stay there. Right, next up, find a way to get this guy on here. Okay, here we go. Next up, SpiderMan 2099. Big fan of this character, almost more than real Spider-Man. So this guy has a little bit of warping going on, really. His arm is starting to separate here. It's pretty dark in here, actually. His elbow's starting to separate at this joint. His leg has a weird bend in it that doesn't make an awful lot of sense. So he's kind of positioned like this. I don't know where this is meant to go. I know that these definitely clip onto the elbows, but I don't know where this is supposed to go. It's not meant to go around his waist. I just have it hanging off his neck for now. Spider-Man 2099. This action figure is from, I think, 2006. It's a Hasbro action figure. This is the Miguel O'Hara Spider-Man. It's kind of cool because his fingers close as well. His fingers close, which is kind of cool. I'm meant to. What do you do? I can see the joint. Come on, you can do it. Maybe not. I'm not going to force the issue. It'll break. But yeah, a lot of movement here. Wrist, forearms, elbow, shoulders, neck. 2 on his neck, his head and his neck. Waist, knees, ankles. This was actually... This piece of paper here had fallen off. I just glued that the other day. But this is kind of cool. I don't think he goes for a lot of money. That's not why I grabbed him. I grabbed him because he's cool looking, you know. And as I said, 2099 Spider-Man, one of my favourite Spider-Mans by far. I like the Noir Spider-Man that's doing the rounds as well. But 2099, probably the best of the 209 series. The rest of them, I think there was a Hulk and a Captain America, and yeah, they weren't very good. The Spider-Man is where it's at, and the baddies, they kind of done reimaginings of the baddies, so it was like a Vulture 2099 and stuff like that, which is really cool as well. Well, let's get the next one up. He's falling off his base. We'll try and get him back on here. Now, okay, try and get our lighting fixed as well. So, much like the Max, another favourite character of mine ever is Animal Man. In particular, after the Grant Morrison run, this is a big deal for me to see a really good Animal Man action figure. There was a couple out before, they weren't super, but like the proportions on this are perfect. This is part of the 52 series, series 1. I think this is 2012 this came out. So, as I said, this after I read the Grant Morrison run of Animal Man, I always kept my eye open for an action figure. And this one's cool. It's got the jacket and bends at the elbow. You got some wrist and head kind of pivots, which is always nice if you can turn and pivot it. No waist, that's fine. Knees and knees and hips, that hasn't moved in a long time, that one. So we'll leave that there. The stand is a little bit loose, but that's definitely the stand he came in, because as I said, this is a 52 series, which was like a big DC event a couple of years ago. Listen, I ain't got a lot to say about Animal Man, except I like him, and I own all the comics, or I own that Grant Morrison run anyway. So I can't even, every time I lift him up, the base falls off, and I'm not going to glue him. Like, it's single peg as well, which is weird. See, single peg here. Why is it not 2 pegs? Like, you're too cool for 2 pegs. You stay there, pal. You're going to fall, aren't you? You're going to fall. Stay there. Last but not least is will he stand? He's a big heavy boy. Stay there. Okay. Alright, my camera is way off. Let's sort this out. There we go. Much better. Hellboy. Mezco Hellboy from 2005. What's different about this guy is that this is the closed mouth variant. The common one was the open mouth. He's kind of grimacing and you can see his Hellboy teeth. This is one of the coolest action figures I own, I'm pretty sure. The only thing I think I'm missing is he came with a horseshoe, which I definitely have. I'm just missing it right now. He's been cleaned and he's still got hair in him. Again, a pet friendly house, folks. He's got his little crucifix that's on kind of a plasticky chain. It might be actually steel. It might be metal, yeah. He's got a walkie-talkie. I thought I lost this walkie-talkie and I found it today. Very happy. His gun, which comes out, fits into his hand. The right hand of Doom has a little bit of play in it. I thought I'd have a little bit more, but it's fine. Twists there. I think it twists. It doesn't twist at the elbow, does it? Maybe it does, and it just hasn't in a long time. But this looks like the Hellboy everybody knows and loves. Like, it really, really does. Proportion wise, it's spot on. It's got that Mike Mignola kind of feel to it. I don't know, the radio doesn't make sense to me, but whatever. You want to throw a load of junk in there. I think this guy goes for maybe 100, 200. Boxed, obviously. Loose, I probably 50, 60, maybe more. Again, it's the internet. Who knows? But the right hand is what sells it. It's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. That was comic book action figures. I've so many more. You can see a bunch of them behind me. You can see kind of clown over here. up top then there's a big Venom up here. Where is he? There's a big Venom up there. The worst Venom action figure ever made up there. He might get his own episode. I'm not going to lie to you, he's really, but really bad. Tons more in boxes, but I'll get to them at some stage. That's it for comic book characters. Only his tail moves as well. It's got 2 points of articulation. 2 points of articulation on his tail. You can go back up there to my display unit, which is actually 2 pizza boxes that I taped together and covered in a piece of old curtain. Because, like a paper. Anyway, like, subscribe, share, tell your mates. Thank you very much.